They move in herds. They do move in herds. But you know what doesn't move in herds? This fucking movie. Okay, I'm just kidding, guys. Look, I don't want to be that guy that just bashes on this movie. I just have some things to say about this movie. So, hello everyone, and welcome to another Let's Talk. I did this thing last week with Top Gun Maverick, and I promised you guys I wanted to do one for Jurassic World Dominion because I definitely have some things to say about Jurassic World Dominion. I just want to say, I just want to start by saying, I just want to tell you about my journey, my experience with Jurassic Park in general, why I'm a fan, you know, I'm a fan. I've been a fan of Jurassic Park my whole life. Look, I have the DVD, I upgraded to Blu-ray, have the poster right over here. I played the video game, like a bunch of video games. I had the toys. I'm a fan. I love Jurassic Park with a passion. And look at me, I'm dressed up as Dr. Grant, and you know, my favorite character, and I obviously, knowing that he was gonna come back, you knew how I was gonna feel. And then when they announced Jurassic World, I was pretty excited. Back in 2014-15, if I remember correctly, I was excited because it was Jurassic Park. But in my mind, I was still like, why do we need this? But I was still excited because, hey, more dinosaurs, let's go. And then the movie turned out to be okay. It's tolerable. I can definitely watch it. There are definitely some things that just, you know, like the subplot of turning the velociraptors into, you know, soldiers, using them for the army. I don't know. And then the second movie, Fallen Kingdom, a freaking auction in the basement of a mansion. It's just very weird ideas. I think Jurassic World has been there's always this subplot in each of them where it just feels just out of place. It doesn't feel like Jurassic Park at all. It's just not there. I do love The Lost World, and I love Jurassic Park 3, and I'm not afraid to say it. Not afraid to say it. The Lost World, I have to say, you know, as much as the original is the best, obviously, I would say The Lost World is the most terrifying one. And I realized that upon rewatch. I had anxiety levels during the truck scene, flipping over, almost falling, and then the two T-Rex come in. That is crazy. That is very well done. And Jurassic Park 3, well, hey, come on. I know a lot of people hate it, but hey, at least Dr. Grant is still Dr. Grant. It is kind of a stupid movie, but it is pretty damn entertaining. And I can look past the flaws because it's Jurassic Park 3 and it has Dr. Grant, and his character didn't change like it did in Dominion. But yeah, I'm a fan going into this new one. When I heard that they were bringing back the OG3, I was like, this is a dream come true. Lots of studios nowadays, they do that. They kind of get to you by doing that in the marketing. And they certainly got me, and I was all here for it. But yeah, this movie is quite a mess. Okay, let me just start by saying the OG3. I'm not gonna lie, once you saw Alan Grant for the first time in that shot where you see his boot, the camera's from the back, and then you see him walking, and then you reveal his face, and you're like, oh, I had a huge smile. I have to say, I gotta admit that I did smile in that scene. And then once Ellie came in, you know, another smile, and then when Jeff Goldblum came in, Dr. Malcolm, you know, it was beautiful. I definitely also love the shot when the Chris Pratt gang and the OG gang kind of meet up near the end of the movie for the first time, and you hear that, and then the camera just kind of pans out, and then you see Alan, Ellie, and Malcolm just coming out of the shadows, and then you hear that theme of Jurassic Park, and you're like, oh wow, this is probably the best part of the movie. Other than that, you know, Alan doesn't feel like Alan. Ellie doesn't feel like Ellie, and Malcolm is just kind of like Jeff Goldblum in real life, I guess. Look, I'm someone who loves Ellie and Alan together, but the way they made them get together by the end of the movie is just, it was so rushed and forced. It was not even natural the way they did it, and it just didn't feel real. It just felt very fan servicey. It was oh well, the fans want this, then let's just fucking do it. The lines they give to these characters, they don't match with the characters that they were before. Is it just me, or does anybody else feel that way? And their inclusion in this movie feels very commercial and forced as well. It was done in a way where it just feels like we need to get butts into the seats in the theater. It doesn't feel natural. I loved seeing them, like, visually, but I did not appreciate the characters that they were and what they had to do within this movie. It just, they really had no reason to be here if I consider the plot of this movie anyway. And let's just talk about Chris Pratt and company. I don't think I've really been a fan of the new characters. I mean, I feel like these characters were actually okay in the first movie. And I think starting from the second and the third, not really likable. And then now let's talk about the clone girl. So every scene that she was in where they explained what happened with her mom, and you know that moment in movies where there's exposition but you really just don't give a shit because it doesn't have any impact emotionally to the plot. I don't feel any emotion when I witness these moments. For example, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I can watch The Amazing Spider-Man 2. It's a guilty pleasure. But there's a scene that reveals what happened to Peter Parker's parents. And I couldn't care less what happened. Like, sure, there was some mystery involved and I wanted to know what happened. But what they revealed, the information that they gave was just like, huh? Really? That's it? Like, that's exactly how I felt with Jurassic World Dominion, with the clone girl's backstory, if you want to say. Biggest problem here is characters, plot. I don't know why this movie decided to turn into a Jason Bourne ripoff in the middle of the movie. Like, there's this scene where Bryce Dallas Howard is like running on top of rooftops, and there's this velociraptor chasing after her. And I just felt like, what is this? Has Jurassic Park turned into a freaking spy espionage whatever? Okay, my emotions during this movie was just very much like it was just so underwhelming, and I was waiting for the movie to end, if I'm being honest. It's just a very lifeless movie. The other thing I want to talk about this movie is our main antagonist. Like, what? Apparently he's Dodgson from the first Jurassic Park, if you remember. The connections were so not obvious, I had to Google his name up to remember. That guy is this guy from the first movie. We just get like a freaking Apple CEO, Richard Parker, who comes up with this locust, can I say that right? Locust bug plot where I feel like this subplot with the bugs and with Richard Parker really brought the movie down. And there's also this really random ass scene where Dodgson is like, he's like fucking angry. He's doing this like a little dance. I don't know, like I literally almost burst out laughing in the theater. And what the fuck? And he's going like this. And then he just smacks like a fucking chair like that. Let me get a chair for you guys. Can you see the chair? The chair, and he was like, ah! Or something like that. What the fuck? So yeah, Jurassic World Dominion. I was quite disappointed, but what was I expecting anyway? Jurassic World just started off as a very commercial franchise. It feels like cash grab, and hey, if they want to do cash grab movie, then that's okay. But I'm just here to state my opinion on what they offered and what I think as a fan of Jurassic Park. So yeah, that's all I have to say about Jurassic World Dominion. Well, thanks guys for joining me on this Let's Talk Jurassic World Dominion. I'm definitely going to be making more videos, probably reviews, Blu-ray hauls, you name it. I'm here to offer you all my movie content for you guys, so peace out.